Hi guys, it's ASBYT and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, of course, the time is coming very soon for the release of the Samsung Note 9. It will be one of the biggest flagships of 2018. I nearly said 19 then. Don't wish the years away. And I've only done one video on the Note 9 so far. I haven't really been drip feeding you information on it, so what I'm going to do in this video right now is tell you all of the information about the Note 9, everything that we pretty much know is going to be the final product. Talking design, specs, performance, so let's get straight to it. Hi guys, like I said, welcome back to a brand new video, the Samsung Note 9. This is going to be huge. The launch date is the 9th of August, because obviously it's the Note 9. Why wouldn't it be any other date in the month of August? It's going to be live from New York, and this is the information that you're probably going to be told. Specs. So it's going to be running the Snapdragon 845 chipset if you are from the United States. If you're from pretty much anywhere else in the world, it'll be running the in-house Exynos 9810 processor, although there has been one really last-minute leak regarding a possible 9820, and we'll get to that in a little bit. There should be two main variants, one with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, and the other one with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage, and a possible regional variant of 512GB of storage, which for a smartphone is insane. And there will be micro SD card expansion as well. Ludicrous amounts of storage. We know that the battery capacity is going to be larger than what we've seen on the Note 8 and of course the Samsung S9 Plus as well. Two fairly credible leaks, one with 3,850 and the other one with 4,000. Both of them obviously are a massive improvement from the Note 8 and the S9 models, and I think either one could be quite a big selling point, especially considering most people's main criticisms of the Note 8 was battery capacity. It is going to be running Android 8.1 straight from the box with Samsung's TouchWiz or Grace UX over the top, so there will be bits of bloatware, and obviously if you've used a Samsung phone before you will know its inner quirks. One thing to note, knowing the history of Samsung devices, don't expect to see Android P anytime soon. Their track record isn't great, especially the Samsung S8 as an example, which had major issues getting the Android Oreo update. The screen is marginally larger than last year's model, being a 6.38 inch, and the Note 8, which was a 6.32 inch display. Super AMOLED Quad HD. It's going to be very similar, although apparently it's going to have slightly superior brightness, which the Note 8 was already a very bright display, and also it will be brighter than the Samsung S9 Plus as well. It's going to be a good one. Now we jump onto camera. Now this is one with the Note line. We usually see a fairly similar camera to the S model that we've seen a few months previous that year, but potentially we may be seeing quite a bit of a breakthrough in technology with the Note 9, with the potential for an ISOCELL Plus camera sensor. So we will see a dual 12 megapixel rear camera, but this new sensor will allow it to perform better in low light with up to a 15% enhancement in light sensitivity, and it will also make the pictures sharper and more accurate. And I do have a little quote from Samsung themselves regarding this ISOCELL Plus sensor. It will not only enable the development of ultra high resolution sensors with incredibly small pixel dimensions, but also bring performance enhancements for sensors with larger pixel designs. Little fact for you. There's also talk of HDR video as well. IP68 water and dust resistant. And now we jump on to the design. There have been, of course, many leaked images over the last couple of weeks. We know that it's going to look pretty much identical to the Note 8, just a tiny bit larger, as we've already said, with a bigger display. The same infinity edges. Now, a lot of the pictures show a sort of blue or dark blue shade to the Note 9 with a yellow or gold stylus pen. I believe, due to its popularity, that there will probably be a black variant as well, but colors are still a bit shady. See what I did there? Shady, black, dark. That's so bad. Thinner bezels than the Note 8. Headphone jack, still there. Type-C charge, which of course will be fast charging again. Bixby button, which apparently has now been refined. Still personally don't quite get the need. Stereo speakers, always a plus. Also DJ Ko, the Samsung CEO, Rebel. Turn down for what? was pictured using the Note 9 a couple of days ago. And of course, we could tell that it was the Note 9 and not the Note 8 because the fingerprint sensor was underneath the camera and not on the right, and we won't go into that again. Now, of course, seeing the evidence that the fingerprint sensor will be under the dual rear camera obviously kills the rumours of the in-display fingerprint sensor. And one of the main reasons why Samsung aren't going to be using an in-display fingerprint sensor like we've seen on Vivo phones as an example is because the security isn't as great. And obviously for a company like Samsung, it's a lot more important to get that sort of thing right, because if they were any security issues because of that technology, Samsung would have far more to lose than Vivo as an example. There's a lot more risk. So what they are actually in the process of doing is working with Qualcomm on the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, and as soon as that's available, they will be putting it into their phone. So we are due to see that in the Samsung S10 and Note 10 next year. And it's just basically a 3D fingerprint sensor as opposed to a 2D that you see at the moment. Now we're going to talk quickly about the S Pen, and that's because the S Pen is pretty much their main marketing ploy this year. We had the camera being reimagined with the S9, but certainly a lot of talk has gone into the S Pen for the Note 9, and mainly down to its new functions which are made available because it is now Bluetooth. So apparently you can control your music, take photos, and also another leak from the CEO, I'm not sure whether this was on purpose or not, a sort of hint that was given out that there would be a gaming feature to do with the pen as well. Right, so jumping on to performance, as we said at the start, the chipset we know is top of the range, Snapdragon 845, or of course the Exynos 9810 or the 20, because we've got two different benchmarks, one that was leaked apparently with the 845 inside it and the other one with the Exynos 9820. We're not 100% sure whether this is indeed the Note 9, but it's a possibility. And in fact, the benchmark using the Exynos absolutely smashes the iPhone 10 benchmarks. And of course, it is a generation on, and the new iPhone coming out in September will also improve over last year's model, but still, you get an idea of how much of a beast this device is going to be. Now we're going to jump on to release and price. Now, we know the launch is the 9th of August. We believe that pre-orders will begin on the 14th of August, so 5 days afterwards, possibly different depending on what region you're in, and then we are led to believe the first release date will be the 24th of August, so at the end. And if it follows the same pattern as the Note 8, we should be looking at a price of 869 UK pounds. Some conversions going on up here. I can't imagine them making it any cheaper, knowing that the iPhone 10 was even more expensive last year and they would see themselves as competitors in that market. Obviously, if you bump that up and you get, say, the 512 gigabytes of storage version, then you're probably looking at into the £1,000 mark and $1,000 mark for sure. Is that too expensive? Let me know in the comment section below. I know what I think, but I'd like to know what you think. Also, let me know in the comment section below what you think about the Note 9 in general. Is it a phone that you're very interested in? Is it a phone range that you've had before, the Note 8, the Note 7? Don't say it. Or do you prefer the S line of Samsung phones, or do you prefer a different brand in general, and why? Do you feel there's any standout features on the Note 9 this year compared to what you've seen with the Note 8, or are you going to stick with the previous generation if you have the Note 8 and look forward to what happens in their 10th year anniversary, the S10 and the Note 10 next year? Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, because then when I post a video, you are notified. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it and found it helpful. Dislike the video if you didn't like it and didn't find it helpful. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, beauty. Peace out.